respond so fast.
Like, that's terrifying. Yeah, you're gonna get away from him on a bike. I'm sure you'll make it.
And it's like what the dinosaurs saw.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Let's React. I'm Kenny and this is my beautiful wife, Montana.
And today we're going to be reacting to Season 5, Episode 15 of My Hero Academia, one thing at a time.
Wow,
Well, that unfortunately is not possible in the middle of a fight with 100,000 people, so...
Yes, we just learned about
that.
We learned about the attack that the Meta Liberation Army is starting to put together. Endeavor is on the case, so any thoughts before we jump into this episode?
I'm interested to see how he handles a secret-sensitive situation like this.
We'll have to see what Endeavor actually even does. Yeah, we're going to have to see how this agency trip goes, but if you're excited for more episodes of My Hero Academia, make sure to like, comment, subscribe down below for episodes coming every Sunday and Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you can't wait and want to see these episodes right now, they're all posted to Patreon and they're extended full-length forms. All right, are we excited for episode 15 of My Hero Academia Season 5?
Absolutely.
All right, let's get it.
Let's go.
Dunderheads, this video was brought to you by the incredible members of the Let's React Patreon. If you want access to a ton of exclusive perks, check out the link in the description below. Have a good day, Twinkle Toes!
Gorgeous.
You want a status report? Yeah, sure, let's see. I'm spreading the good liberation word.
We noticed that you've been passing this book out to heroes. It's obvious that you not only read it, you truly understand Destro. You're someone who gets us.
Gee, thanks.
If I'm being honest, I still don't really get what we're doing.
Twice.
Teach me sometime.
Happy to. Bet you'll catch on fast.
You're like a walking billboard. With your help, liberation ideology will spread. Your core fan base of teens and 20-somethings would be a great boon for us.
I'll double down my efforts then.
You're working super hard, huh, Hawks? You're a pretty good guy. Pure evil.
Oh, I just realized something. Toga is the only one using like a tablet.
Wait, that's funny.
They all have regular, she has a tablet.
iPad baby.
I'll double down my efforts then.
You're working super hard, huh, Hawks? You're a pretty good guy. Pure evil. Happy you're on our side.
Happy to be here. As far as I can tell, we're not even on the Commission's radar yet. They're investigating the League's involvement in the Deku City incident, but our troops are staying off their radars. Meanwhile, we're starting to influence the next generation of heroes.
Oh my gosh, it's Izuku!
Really? That's a coincidence?
From what I see, UA students haven't grown all that much.
Oh yeah? You are talking about a bunch of high schoolers.
Excellent work. You may go, Hawks.
I've trained to intercept the smallest pieces of intelligence. Fierce wings can detect sound vibrations.
Very
in the
smart.
air, allowing
Wow.
me to interpret it. I can hear you.
Spinner, are things going to plan?
Yeah, we just gotta
Wow.
keep the troop morale up.
The fun is gonna start pretty soon. 4 months from now, boom. Everything is destroyed, and Tomura will ruin this world.
Talking about Shigaraki there.
4 months.
Having like a mic that you can just like summon back to you is crazy.
It's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
The enemy is the Liberation Army. They number over 100,000. 4 months.
How many heroes are involved in this plot? What exactly is Shigaraki planning to do? I don't have much access to speak of. With my wings closed, it's hard for me to hear from far away. There's so much I don't know, and the clock's ticking. By the time I've got details, it'll be too late.
Before that, I'll send a signal. HAWKS, are you secretly investigating the enemy?
You may not enter here.
For real? Man, I'm just looking for the cafeteria.
Access denied.
Alright. I get it. If we just surrounded this place, we could probably take them. No, that wouldn't help much. I need solid numbers of how many serve the Liberation Army, locations of their secret bunkers across the country, and the names of the heroes helping them so they can all be rounded up at once.
There's a ton of them.
If we don't do it that way, then we'll lose the enemies we can't see, and the citizens will suffer more in the long run. That's why.
In case of failure, we'll need more manpower. Is that the reason you summoned me?
Yes. This will provide the students with some real-world experience. And I believe it's going to be beneficial to you as well. Train your work-study students thoroughly. Endeavor.
The Commission and HAWKS have deduced that our enemy is strategizing. They're obviously working behind closed doors, which must mean the work studies are to prepare for an attack.
I wasn't so sure about the work study thing. If we fail, the safety of the country falls to our students.
So, thing is, Shoto's the only one Endeavor wanted to train on his own. But don't worry, us sidekicks will take good care of you other two.
I'm here because I was told I could watch the #1 hero work up close! You'll still see him. Please calm down, Kachan.
This isn't how I expected things to play out. I'll try talking to him.
This work-study program is insurance. What a mess. I don't agree with it. But for now, Shoto, Deku, Bakugo, I'll look after you three myself.
From what I see, UA students haven't grown all that much.
I'm glad you're underestimating them. It was worth stealing their glory then. I'm positive they could have handled things if I hadn't shown up. No sweat. It's good to put effort into beefing up your short-range combat weaknesses. Seeing you try so hard to improve changed how I view students, Tsukuyomi. I'm glad you're the one who came to my agency.
That's sweet.
You're a strong kid.
And he improved a lot.
Yeah.
Got to
Friends are strong
be able to
too.
fly.
That's a big change.
Maybe even faster than me.
Now you know all of them.
Very cool. Have we met the toothpaste face? Yep.
You're talking about that guy? Oh,
Yes.
Toothpaste Face. No. I don't think we've met him. I
Who
think
did you
he's
think I was talking about?
the guy to the left.
The thimble? Oh.
Yeah. You made fun of how he was scared.
Oh.
He was getting taken away. You're like, why is he complaining the whole time? It's like, why was he running away scared? It's like, yeah, Montana, you're gonna stand in there and just...
I don't have any memory of this.
This was earlier in this season.
I got this guy!
What unexpected team?
Why is the glue guy wailing?
Take two of my dear students.
Do you see him in a fucking arm bar?
Well, yeah, but I mean, he's been doing that the whole time, not just when he was in the arm bar.
He's being chased by a living explosion.
Yes, everyone is. All right. I believe you.
All right. And then those are people from the licensing exam.
All right.
Meatball
cool.
and Cammy and Inasa.
This definitely won't go down the way the villains want it to. The next next time the cherry blossoms fall, I hope we'll all be smiling.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Her quirk's
Alright,
blazing
hair
hair.
flames.
Now my tutelage.
That's cool.
Deku, Bakugo, before we begin, tell me about yourselves. What are you currently capable of? What weaknesses do you need to improve upon?
I want to perform at my fullest, but to do that, I'll need to gain better control over my power.
How interesting. Your quirk is so strong that it hurts you, is that right?
Yes. I've learned to control it enough that I don't usually injure myself. However, recently there's, this other thing. It's kinda like, so it's my power, but it's manifesting in a way I've never experienced before.
Show me.
If I concentrate, I can release the small amount I can handle. This is the most that I can manage for right now. If I'm not careful, then untamed energy explodes out of me.
What do you mean by performing to your fullest? Explain your power.
The fuck do you mean performing to the fullest?
What do you mean?
What, performing to your fullest? How?
Like he's saying he's not doing that right now, and there's a lot of people. I would say most everyone else in the class would say they are performing to the best of their abilities right now and want to improve. He knows that he's only doing 20%, so that's kind of what he's getting at.
All
without
right.
saying it in explicit terms.
Gotcha.
Explain your power.
Like he's like, what do you mean by that?
Flexible like a whip and could be super versatile. I want to turn this risky thing into a useful weapon. I guess the truth is I'm trying to see if I can figure out how to control it at will the same way I learned to do with Air Force. Oh, right, Air Force is a whole other thing. That's a long-distance attack that uses wind pressure. But I'm still working on that too because for it to be most effective, it needs more output than my body is prepared for. In my current state, I can only tolerate maintaining a certain amount of power. My baseline is about 10 to 15%.
Can you pause it for a
but Air
second?
Force
I'm so interested to see what Endeavor's thoughts are on having a protege who doesn't just hate him.
Yeah, like somebody who's legit like tell me everything you know.
What it reminds me of, God, this is so mean. The first time one of my friends was into planes.
Oh, her
For
dad.
backstory, my dad was a pilot.
Did he just go really overboard, or was it?
Giving out manuals, like plane manuals and hats and bags. I didn't want it because I didn't give a shit, but it was just, it's interesting to see a parent who cares so much about like having the legacy continue to go their whole life like forcing this vision onto their child who just so obviously doesn't want it, and then to be presented with a blank slate who doesn't have 15 years of hating you under his belt, who just has such a desire for knowledge and is so voracious in the way he wants to learn things, that it would maybe become like a replacement son situation.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
I don't know.
That's a good point.
I can only tolerate maintaining a certain amount of power. My baseline is about 10 to 15%, but Air Force needs around 20%, so I go a little over. Does that all make sense to you? At that point, even if I don't injure myself, there's a painful tingling and it affects my mobility and speed. That's why I've practiced so I can release Air Force in an instant and go back to a safe level of output right away.
Bakugo's face.
Black Whip, and theoretically, I should be able to use that power whenever I want, but I'm not even close to being that in control of the ability. See, when I'm fighting, I adjust my power output as I move, so I'd be adding another element to that, which is hard to juggle. I've been training so I can perform without thinking, but so far haven't had much luck, which is why I'm excited to be here.
He talks so much, I totally lost the thread.
Quite the self-analysis.
Shut up! I see. At heart, you're saying that you want to be able to constantly adjust power levels when you're fighting?
Yes!
You understood him? No wonder you're #1, sir.
Yeah, but he's like, I get this.
I watched your fight against the brainwashing guy. Your power is pretty impressive. To create so much wind pressure by flicking your fingers. It reminds me of another quirk. You seem to have a lot in common with All Might.
Ah, there we go. And
he called it back in season 2.
You've had trouble with your quirk. Trust me when I tell you you're not alone. You're
because he overheats.
I'm only here to figure out what I can't do. That's the real question.
Heck of an ego on that one.
Shut your mouth! Why are you even hanging around anyway?
Oh, me? I'm on standby, honey.
I meant what I just said. I've been able to do everything I ever wanted thanks to my explosion power. I may only have one quirk, but I can still become the best there is. Over the last year, I've learned a few things. Like having raw power doesn't make you truly strong.
Gotta have teamwork.
Mm-hmm.
I showed up to figure out what will make me even better, to surpass you.
This kid. Very well. Then let's not waste time.
And what about me?
You're just here to learn flash fire, aren't you?
I poured all the training you put into me as a kid towards strengthening my right side.
Did you hear that?
Yup.
All the strength you beat into
all
me?
the training you beat into me as a kid towards strengthening my right side. I focused on perfecting my ice. Now that I look back on it, I see that my hatred of you was holding me back in some ways. After entering UA and spending time with these guys, competing and fighting, my eyes were opened. Endeavor, I now realize I'm gonna do exactly what you wanted me to.
Calling him
Even
Endeavor
if that works
instead
for
of
you in
Dad.
this tournament, you'll soon find the limits of that power. Graduate and you'll work by my side. I'll lead you down the path of the mighty Shoto.
Like, he wants to do that. It's the right thing, but
know this.
it's a bad way to present it.
Is the person I watched on TV while sitting beside Mom.
Aww.
I came here wanting to learn, so that I'm someone worthy of being called a hero. This is my choice, not yours. The only reason I came to this place is to use you. I came because it's beneficial for me, number one. Don't pretend to be a caring parent in front of my friends. Endeavor, the top hero, was amazing. But I still can't forgive you for what you did to Mom, and that's my choice to make. As for being my father,
he's so real for
I'll
all
have
of
to watch
them.
your actions to see if you earn that.
Yes. Fabulous work.
Since
Good for
he
him.
chose to do his work study here himself, I thought he was warming up to me a little. It looks like I was foolishly
Wrong.
mistaken.
Yeah.
Right. Very well. From now on, you'll learn by joining me in the field.
All right, pretty good response to that.
Rescue.
That, yes.
Evacuation.
Okay.
So what do you make of that whole little Endeavor Shoto moment there?
That, okay. My main thing is that that was just so much growth from Todoroki. I loved that monologue. I would have expected a major retribution from Endeavor. And so to not have that happen was a good thing. It's significantly better than what happened last time, which was like, I'm trying so hard. Yeah, so that's good.
All right, let's see how it goes.
Rescue, evacuation, combat. Most of our jobs fall into those three categories. Normally, heroes focus on either rescue or fighting as specializations in their agencies. But my policy is to tackle all three. I know every corner of my jurisdiction and stop the smallest disturbances. If there's an incident or accident, I rush to the scene faster than anyone. In order to keep casualties down, I hold bystanders at bay using my flames. Those are the basics. Parallel processing and swift response. Make that the norm.
Parallel processing.
Remember what your goal
That's going to be helpful for multiple
At
quirks.
UA, it's hard work. And here, it's experience. Bank as much of the latter as you can here. The things you each need to work on can be conquered in this way. This winter, I want you to show me that you can capture a villain faster than me just once.
Just
All
once.
right.
Wait up! You respond so fast. I can't afford to learn slowly.
I kind of love that from Endeavor.
Quirk at age
Yeah.
15. When everyone else was thinking about what they wanted to run toward, I was still figuring out how to walk. No, to crawl. Learning full cowling allowed me to control one for all, but I had to practice so that my body would use it automatically.
Keep training. As you improve, 6 more quirks will manifest in you.
I need to hurry and master
6 more.
everything.
6 more.
The suspect has turned the corner and is heading east.
Got it.
It's accelerating!
That turn.
Wow.
Like, that's terrifying. Yeah, you're gonna get away from him on a bike. I'm sure you'll make it.
It's like what the dinosaurs saw.
Yeah. Oh god.
Suspect caught. You are far too slow, kids.
It takes me longer to get warmed up when it's cold out.
Bakugo, did you notice that?
There's nothing you could have possibly noticed that I didn't catch before you. But let's go ahead and hear it.
Why is that you?
That turn, he used those flames to propel.
Because you can't possibly know if you noticed what the other person is talking about without them saying what it is that they're talking about. It's like if someone says, "Did you get my message?" How the fuck am I gonna know that? Tell me what the message was, and then I can tell you if I got it.
Wow.
But if you just say, "Did you get my message?" I don't know. Is it the last one you sent, or is there one that you sent that I didn't that I didn't get? I have no idea.
Go ahead and hear it.
Wow, petty.
That turn, he used those flames to propel himself and up his speed. Like he did with Jetburn and Kyushu. He probably compressed the move to drive himself forward. I can only see it because I have the same quirk as him. The speed he can gain from those temperatures. It's about controlling the flames.
The old man's just copying my explosion. How are you just now noticing that, Icy Hot?
Yeah, guess it took me a while to figure it out.
Let me point out one more thing. A busy streets nearby.
I see. By emitting flames to intimidate the suspect, he kept him from fleeing toward the highway.
Nice.
Go on.
Teachable moment.
It's rare for the big guy to teach anyone other than Shoto, so you should take advantage while you can. We'll catch up later.
Everyone knows about the nepotism.
As propulsion. Too fast.
His hair looks very cool in this.
Yeah.
Not going to work with your sidekicks?
Hawks and I fought together in order to take down the Nomu in Kyushu. But that was an exception. Top heroes need to be able to handle everything by themselves. By the way, I was aware of the glass villain's underlings before. You didn't help me.
Wow, petty.
John?
Bakugo, you said you wanted to know what more there was to learn, correct? It's true that your movements are fast. You're pretty good, for a rookie anyway. But what should be plainly obvious is that you can't beat me at your current level.
In the winter, I need prep time.
Are you going to make that same excuse when you fail someone?
Oh!
This isn't a classroom. If you don't make it in time, you don't get a bad grade. People don't come
Wow.
Oh.
Ma'am, are you okay? I think so.
Shoto, Bakugo, I'm giving the two of you the same homework assignment today.
Why am I always getting lumped together with this idiot?
I'm betting it's somehow connected.
Why
to
is
burning
Deku's
flashfire,
different?
isn't it?
Store up your power. Condense it, then fire. Be able to release your maximum output in one flash, or with focused precision. First,
Okay.
keep practicing until you can do one of those things without thinking about it.
Oh! Cut John like your armor-piercing shot!
Why do you know that, you bastard? Stay out of my
Pissed.
business!
Shoto, you're nearly there. I want you to improve your precision. You're able to control the shape of your ice to a certain extent already. Try doing the same with your flames. Deku.
The shape of fire.
Max out your power in an instant,
Yes.
and you're able to do so without thinking.
Yes, or I can with full cowling. Air Force still requires concentration, though.
Then keep practicing until Air Force is second nature to you. Forget about the new power for now.
But, sir, you mentioned parallel processing.
People learn using parallel processing every day without realizing it. Your subconscious does the work. Take the man behind the wheel of that car. He wasn't born knowing how to drive. Turning the wheel, pressing the gas and brake pedals, noting his surroundings. He learned to do those things individually, and then eventually learned to do them reflexively. First, you need to be able to do two things at once without concentration. When you master that, add something else. No matter how strong a power you may have, its foundation is built on a steady accumulation of skills. There are exceptions, but the majority of heroes build their abilities brick by brick. At least, that's the only way I know how to do it.
And All Might just had it.
Even if you're using some of the same concepts you learned at school, real-world experience is completely different. Don't forget what you've picked up in class, but get used to being out here. Because this is real life.
I will. All Might gave me so much, not just a quirk. And UA has exposed me to countless lessons. Sometimes I feel like I'm being pulled along at dizzying speeds. But I won't give up.
What? Don't worry if you're up to it yet. Whether the three of you fail or succeed is absolutely no reflection on the work of the #1 hero.
That's right. I'm chasing my dream. Increasing my power as quickly as I can.
In a way, that's kind of a nice thing to say.
I learn everything there is.
Yes.
Like saying, even if you guys fail, it's not a reflection on me. It was said in a meanish way. But
so the thing is, it really is open to interpretation, because it could be like, hey, if you're worried that if you fuck up, like, it'll embarrass me, like, don't worry about that. Like, the way that you are is separate from me and not a reflection of me, so don't worry about that. Versus, no matter what you guys do, I'm gonna be the best, so I don't give a shit.
Nobody ever accused Endeavor of being non-abrasive.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true.
Chasing my dream. Increasing my power as quickly as I can. I'll learn everything there is. One thing at a time. I'll go beyond.
All right.
All right. And that is where we are left for this episode of My Hero Academia.
That's what almost got me in trouble last time. Assess the situation.
Oh.
And make an informed decision. That way,
Whoa.
I'm sure to succeed.
Oh, those are cool new additions.
Yeah. What are your first thoughts?
Great episode. It's cool to see the kind of learning environment that those three are going to be experiencing for the near future. How long are they there?
I don't know.
This semester? Whatever. However long they're there. Well, just kind of the general teaching style, learning style, how they're going to be going about the whole thing.
Yeah, and it's interesting to see Endeavor as a teacher, because he's like very knowledgeable.
He is.
We'll see what they glean from it, but we have a lot to discuss. That's a good word.
No, it's a great way. It's just a funny word.
Yeah. Thank you for watching, and make sure to like, comment, subscribe down below if you enjoyed that episode and are excited for more episodes coming every Friday and Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you can't wait and want to see these episodes right now, they're all posted to Patreon in their extended full-length forms, and we're getting close to season 6, which is my personal favorite season. We have a lot to discuss, but before we do that, where are we headed?
All right, let's review.
Thank you for watching. For now, we're going to go to questions provided by our amazing Patreon members. If you want to ask us questions we answer after every episode of any show we watch, join the link in the description below and start asking. For now, let's go to question 1. All right, question 1. Joe Griffin asks, do you agree with Endeavor's style of mentorship?
Yeah, I think the fact that he asked, what are your goals and what do you think your weaknesses are, and kind of, you know, heard what they actually wanted to get out of the internship, that's more than what happened at the other internships. So already progress. In terms of having them shadow, I think, I mean, obviously explaining what's going on beforehand is always better, but not possible in an emergency situation like this. And there was a pretty clear explanation on kind of the back end of it. So yeah, I'm not mad.
Yeah, and he's like giving them each individual assignments, focusing on their strengths and weaknesses. Like, yeah. Mm-hmm. We'll see how he continues to mentor them. Let's go to question 2. Question 2. Day asks, what do you think about Deku's obsessive drive to master his quirk quickly? Do you think he's evolving at a steady pace, or do you agree with Deku that he needs to master things faster?
I mean, I think there's always a component of being a highly motivated individual where it's never going to be fast enough. You're always going to want to learn more and learn faster and be better and stronger, and that drive is what's going to make him the greatest hero. But at the same time, when there's such an emphasis on speed exclusively rather than, okay, let's try to get this nailed down with a sense of urgency because we're on a bit of a time crunch versus like now. It just needs to happen right now, because that leaves the door open for a lot of missed training opportunities and also just kind of just like holes in the skill in general.
That's the thing, because he hasn't even mastered Air Force yet and he wants to figure out how to use Black Whip.
Yeah.
Like, this whole parallel processing, like the car analogy from Endeavor, I thought was an interesting one for Deku's quirk.
Yeah, definitely.
So Endeavor's telling him to stop worrying about Black Whip for now and nail down Air Force.
Yeah, that's tough because like I get where Deku's coming from, especially when you've just been informed that you have this like massive toolbox. You know, it would be one thing if like you knew for sure you had one power and then you didn't know the extent of a second power and then there was like maybe a third one on the horizon, but you didn't really know the specifics of it. Then it would be a lot easier to focus on just like the task at hand. And then once you had all that under control, then explore a little and see if there's anything else out there. But because he knows that it's all there, it's kind of like the paradox of choice where there's just too much to like, where do you even start?
Yeah.
So I think Endeavor saying just focus on the one thing, I think as much as he's not going to want to hear it, I think it is what he needs to hear, because the other thing that's a problem and the thing that like where my brain went with this is horseback riding, where you're kept at a lower level for longer than you think you need to be, where you're just walking and trotting around, because even though you might like technically be strong enough to move up and barely be able to do it, if you are not so overly secure in the lower levels, you're gonna make mistakes in the like upgrade and advancement that end up bringing you to a lower level, because the experience of moving up too fast is more detrimental to your overall growth than just going slowly.
Yeah, I think that's a very important principle for Deku to sort of nail down, and Endeavor's honing in on it. So we'll see how that goes. Let's go to our final question. Final question. Ashton asks, what are your thoughts on the hidden figures we see behind the Liberation Front, like that panel with all the laptops? After hearing last episode on the numbers are around 100,000 and now seeing a map of all those red lights all over Japan, how does the scale of this threat concern you in comparison to other threats in past seasons? What are your thoughts on the commission using UA students as a safety net for said threat?
Okay, I'm very concerned about just the scale of the enemy they seem to be dealing with. In terms of the figures behind the table, there didn't seem to be all that many, so that made me think that the ones that are there were like the leaders or representatives of some sort. Yeah, so for it to be such a massive group being represented by such a small number of individuals, and it didn't seem like a particularly well-distributed representation. Like it was mostly League of Villain people and then a couple randos, but like with 100,000 people and 80% of them having basically superpowers, I have a hard time believing that there's no one in that group who is not more powerful than the individuals on that panel. So then why aren't they there?
Yeah, that's a good question. Like, why the hierarchy of the Liberation Front? But what do you think of that threat versus the other ones we've seen in the series? Do you think
I think this is really bad. I think this is the worst one. Just because of the sheer scale of it. Like,
100%.
It doesn't matter how powerful you are if you're fighting like an infinite number of anything. So.
What do you think of the commission using UA students as like their safety net, like telling Endeavor train them up because we're gonna need them?
Crazy.
I mean, they're really powerful.
They are very powerful. I don't know. I just kind of feel like if they're able to get through all the heroes, what are the students gonna do? Like if Endeavor and like if all of the phenomenal heroes we've met so far have been defeated and are just beyond recovery, like what the fuck are the students gonna do about it, you know?
That's a good point.
You know, I think it would be one thing if they were like, hey, train them up because if there's a final battle, we're gonna need them fighting beside us in like we all need to lay it out on the line, because if they defeat us, then they're just completely fucked. Like
that's kind of what they're saying.
But it isn't. They're saying they're the last line of defense after them, which is so weird.
No, they said safety net. Not last line of
Safety net is after.
It's like
safety net.
Yes,
the
I
assumption
think
is that the
way that's
safety net is the
described,
guarantee.
It's more of a by their side type thing. That's how the person worded the question. They said train them up because we're going to need them in the fight.
Okay, gotcha.
But you're right. It is a situation where they're training them up to like fight side by side. So
yeah, I mean,
desperate times.
Because it really is a situation where they could say, hey, you guys aren't ready. Why don't you just, stand behind us? We can get our shit absolutely rocked. And then when we're not able to defend you anymore, then you can die. Like,
yeah.
Okay, that's not better. So might as well give it a shot.
Yeah, and with that being said, that's where we're left for episode 15 of My Hero Academia Season 5. Are we excited for episode 16?
Can't wait.
All right, let's get it.
Let's go.